It's 11:30. How many people need a little bit of a break? I don't usually. You're good? Does anybody need a break? Keep going? Good. Sometimes I give a break because people get tired of me talking, so if we're good, then I'll just keep going. So we have these properties of triangles, and one of the most important is, of course, that if you add up all the angles of a triangle, it's 180. Most of you already know this, but I just want to remind you. This says that the combined length of any two sides exceeds that of the third side. So if you add any two sides, it's bigger than a third side. And the other really important one is that the side opposite an angle is, okay, let me see how to say this. So here we can see that here A seems to be smaller than C, right? So angle A is smaller than C. We can all see that, right? That means that side A is smaller than side C. So the side across from an angle is directly proportional to the sides. Okay? Does everybody understand this? Just basic geometry. Okay. Okay, now we have similar triangles. So similar triangles, what it means is they're not necessarily the same size, but they're proportionally the same. Okay? So for example, I have here a triangle, and it says, this one is of Carrie, and this is of a flag. Okay, so it says, Carrie reasons that these triangles are similar because they're basically created by the sun. And the sun's far enough away that we can say they're similar. So she's 5.5 feet 6 inches tall, and she casts an 8-foot shadow. And the shadow of the flagpole is 44 feet. And we basically want to know how tall is the flagpole. So what we can do is we can set up a proportion. The proportion would say, well, I know that 8 feet is proportional to 44 feet. 8 feet, let me see. 8 feet goes to 44 as 5 feet 6 inches goes to X. But I don't really want 5 feet 6 inches to be my height because I have mixed units there. Does that clear what I mean by mixed units? So we want to change everything. Probably the easiest thing to do is, thanks you guys for interacting with me. It's so helpful because I'm really talking to my computer screen if you don't. So I appreciate you giving me feedback. So we have 5 feet 6 inches tall, which means the best thing to do, since everything else is in feet, is to make her all 5 feet 6 inches in feet. So how can I do that?
Wouldn't that be 5.5 feet?
Yeah, 5.5 feet. Because 6 inches is a half of a foot. So then I can set up my proportion. And there's multiple ways to set up the proportion. All of the ways are, if you do it right, you can do it in multiple ways. So I can say that 8-foot shadow over the 44-foot shadow is equal to, now notice I have to put, because I'm talking about Carrie's triangle in the numerator, so in the denominator I'm going to talk about the flagpole. If I don't keep them somewhat in order, then I'll get the wrong answer. So this is one way to do it. Or I can just say Carrie's triangle, so 8 feet over 5.5 feet, is equal to the flag's triangle. And so I'm going to take the height over the shadow. Sorry, I just did it backwards. So 8 feet is the shadow, so I need the shadow, which is 44 feet, and the height is X. So I can set it up like that. Both of those proportions will work. I can even set up the reciprocal. It doesn't really matter. Then the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for x. So x is equal to 44 times 5.5 divided by 8, which is equal to, oh, thank you guys. You guys are quick. 30.25 feet. Now, again, you just want to take a look and see if it makes sense. Yeah, we'll keep it in 30.25 feet, but thanks for the inches. That's fine, too. So we want to just always, whenever we have a word problem or a problem that we should be able to see an answer, yeah, that looks good, right? Because if I got 3 feet for the height, something would be wrong because 8 and 5.5 feet are pretty close together, so 44 shouldn't be that far away from the height. So just always go back and look, but that is the correct answer, 30.25. Okay? Any questions? Easy so far, right? Well, we haven't started Trig, though.